Hello everyone and welcome to Sabonis. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare the one and only truly iconic Peruvian style arroz con pollo. While many countries have their own version of chicken and rice, the Peruvian version stands out. It's the only one that has a bright green color packed with the bold, unmistakable flavors of Peruvian seasoning and salt. And today I also teach you a few little tricks that you can use in many other recipes too. But where does this delicious dish come from? Peruvian arroz con pollo traces its roots back to arroz con pato, a traditional duck and rice dish from northern Peru, specifically from Chiclayo. As its popularity spread to Lima and duck became hard to source, creative Lima cooks adapted the recipe to replacing the duck with chicken. They also swapped the traditional chicha de jora, a fermented drink made from germinated corn, with beer, which is easier to find. So now, let's get started with the preparation, and at the end I will give you the recap of the ingredients so you can write them down. We start with our chicken pieces in a tray, already cleaned and portioned, ready for marinating. In a small bowl, combine the juice of 1 orange and the juice of 2 key limes. This will give a bright citrusy flavor to the chicken. Now, add 30 grams of cumin, 30 grams of salt, and black pepper to taste. Next, we add a splash of dark beer, made from roasted malted barley, giving it a deep color. So, it's rich in sugars that helps brown the chicken beautifully. Add just a bit, enough to form the marinade. Cut the chicken thoroughly with this marinade. Cover the tray and refrigerate for about 30 minutes. Now, a quick culinary fact. A marinade only penetrates about 3/4 of inch into the meat every 24 hours. But today, all we need is surface flavor to help us sear the chicken and lock into those juices. While the chicken marinates, we're going to gather everything we need for the dish. You know that the key of Peruvian cuisine lies in the prep, the sauces, spicy blends, and base sofritos that pack every dish in flavor. Let's begin with one of the key bases for this dish, which is ají amarillo paste. Ideally, you want fresh Peruvian ají amarillo peppers, but they can be tricky to find in the US, but many Latin stores carry them frozen, which works very fine. I defrosted some to show you how to make the paste. Use about half a pound of ají amarillo. Remove the seeds and veins, and I suggest wearing gloves to avoid any spicy accidents. Once cleaned, place them in the blender with a little water and blend well until smooth. This is our raw ají amarillo paste. We'll cook it during the sofrito stage later. Now let's prepare the second sauce we'll need, cilantro paste. Wash the cilantro thoroughly. No need to dry it. We will blend it with a little water anyway. We will use 2 bunches of fresh cilantro, trimming only the tough ends of the stems. Blend the cilantro, stems and all, just enough to get a slightly thick juice. And that's it, cilantro paste ready to go. Now we're ready to begin our Peruvian arroz con pollo. Take the chicken out of the tray and pat it dry with paper towels. We want to prevent any excess liquid from heating to the hot pan. Otherwise, the chicken will steam instead to sear. And remember, nothing browns when it's wet. Reserve the marinade. In a large pot, you'll need something deep enough to cook both the rice and chicken together. Add enough vegetable oil or olive oil to coat the bottom. We begin by browning the chicken pieces. When the oil starts to smoke slightly, that's the cue to start searing. Skin side down first. Don't overcrowd the pan. Give the chicken space to brown properly. Work in 2 or 3 batches if needed. Once all the chicken is browned, set it aside and check your oil. You'll notice little bits of chicken seasoning and foam at the bottom, rich in flavor. We'll remove this flavorful oil, clean the pot, and strain the oil to return it, minus any burnt bits. Now, with this flavor-infused oil, we start the sofrito. Lower the heat. We want a slow sauté to bring out the flavor of our aromatics without burning. Once the oil is hot, add finely diced red onion and sweat it down until translucent. Then add 4 crushed garlic cloves. Let the sofrito cook down gently for about 3 minutes, stirring to avoid burning. While the base is cooking, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give to this video a thumbs up. It really helps us keep sharing the best of Italian and Peruvian recipes with you. Now it's time to add the ají amarillo paste. Mix well and season with a pinch of salt and pepper. When the mixture starts to look like a thick paste, it's time to add the cilantro sauce. Make sure to cook the cilantro well, at least 3 to 5 minutes, so it doesn't taste bitter. Once the base reduces again and becomes thick, that means most of the moisture has evaporated. What remains is pure flavor. This is when we add our liquids. Pour the remaining dark beer. Then the special touch from La Nonna Saboni, a splash of dry white wine. Boom! And now a bit of the reserved marinade. Let's do math. The beer is about 355 milliliters, plus the splash of the wine and marinade. That brings us around 470 milliliters, which is around 2 cups. Since we're going to cook 4 cups of rice, we need to add 2 more cups of liquid. So we will use chicken stock. Now we add 2 cups of chicken broth. Once it boils, taste and adjust the salt. Remember, always taste. We want the liquid slightly on the salty side. The chicken and veggies will absorb a lot during the cooking. Once it's a rolling boil, add the rice. When it comes back to a boil, gently nestle in the chicken pieces. Cover the pot and reduce the heat to low and cook for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, add 100 grams of diced carrots, 100 grams of green peas, 100 grams of Peruvian corn kernels. You can find these frozen in Latin markets too. And add 1 diced red bell pepper, peeled and seeded. Save a few pepper strips to garnish at the end. Let it cook for another 15 minutes. Meanwhile, let's prepare a classic Peruvian Creole onion salsa to serve on the side. Slice 1 red onion into thin strips and soak in ice water to make them crisp. Finally, dice a bit of rocoto pepper. Remove the veins and wear gloves. Season with salt and finish with a splash of lime juice. And your cebollita criolla is ready. Now the best part. Open the pot and remove the chicken pieces. Gently fluff the rice and fold in the vegetables. To avoid smashing the rice, I like to use chopsticks. They are perfect for fluffing without breaking the grains. And time to plate. Mold the rice if you like a compact presentation. Top with 2 chicken pieces, now with a gorgeous green color from the cilantro. And your cebollita criolla is ready. Garnish with a couple red pepper strips and a fresh cilantro leaf. And there you have it, Peruvian style arroz con pollo. Now let's taste it. Delicious. So let's review the ingredients. For the flavor-based sauces, half pound of Peruvian yellow chili peppers, 400 grams of fresh cilantro, about 2 bunches. For the chicken marinade, 8 pieces of chicken, juice of 1 orange, juice of 2 key limes, a splash of dark beer, 30 grams of salt, 30 grams of ground cumin, black pepper to taste. For the main preparation, 1 red onion, 4 cloves of garlic minced, yellow chili pepper paste, cilantro paste, 3/4 cup of dark beer, a splash of dry white wine, 2 cups of chicken broth, 100 grams of carrots, 100 grams of green peas, 100 grams of Peruvian corn, 1 red bell pepper, salt and pepper to taste. For the salsa criolla, 1 red onion, a slice of rocoto chili pepper, salt to taste, juice of half a lime. For garnish, thin strips of red bell pepper and a few fresh cilantro leaves. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and give it a try at home. Don't forget to leave me your comments, let me know how this is turning out, ask me any questions you may have, or tell me what special dish you like to see next time. I see you next video, and remember what Nonna Savoni always said: the best cooking is made with fresh ingredients and a lots of love. Arrivederci!